Hi, Sharon Brendan here, Cottage Lane Stamper. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and yesterday I showed you a technique on how to adhere these fine letters or other fine objects like snowflakes or fine die cuts with your multi-purpose liquid glue pen using this end. So, uncovered something new for you guys. Anyway, today we did this card. Actually, it's a calendar, an Easel Calendar in class, and I just wanted to show you. It's very simple to do, but some of us have an easier time visualizing stuff if we can actually see it made. So anyway, I thought I'd walk you through this today, and it goes together very quickly. You'll need a piece of 11 by 4¼ inch cardstock, and we are going to score that. This is the new trimmer that came out. We're going to score it at 5½, and 2 3/4, which is at half of 5½. So put that away. Then we're also going to need a piece of cardstock. That is, I just had it here. That is 4¼ by 5½. So that is for easel. And this folds like this. And we'll burnish that with our bone folder. And this. If I got that right. Yep, so it's actually going to sit like this. So this is how that looks. We're going to set that aside for now. And then we're going to take a piece of, I'm using pressed petals, piece of cardstock that's going to be 3 3/4. I need to cut this down. 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. It'll be square. 3 3/4. I believe I've already got 3 3/4 this way. Yep, nope. It's 4 inches. There we go. Let's trim off another 1/4 inch. And we're going to use some snail, if I can find it. Or we're going to use my glue pen. My multi-purpose glue. We don't need quite that much, but I didn't get it in the corners. And we're going to put this down, about right here, halfway between, and about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. There. And then we are going to need a piece of, this is Pear Pizzazz, and it is going to be 3 3/4 by 2½. So we're going to cut that down. Under 2½. I don't know. I measure with everything in my lap, so I use the bottom part of the trimmer. So 3 3¼ and you can't see that, but trust me, that's what it is. So that's 3 3/4, 3 1/4 by 2½, and that's going to be for our little calendars. Now these little calendars are from Tailored Expressions. They're very inexpensive. For a set of 10, I think it's like $3.50. So, and you're going to want to use your tear and tape for this. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. You want a stronger adhesive on the back of this because people are going to be pulling on. It's not going to be a horribly strong pull, but it might be enough to loosen it up after a while when they're pulling off the calendar throughout the year. So I'm going to put like 3 strips on here just to make sure. You could use glue too, that would be good. So we're going to remove the backing from that. And that's going to center right on this little square. If I can get it right. Let's see. Here we go. And then this is going to go on this piece here. Again, I'm going to use tear and tape. I love tear and tape. It's so easy to work with. And I will have a list of all the supplies on my, and a PDF on instructions, which is actually there now already. It's a different calendar we made. But all the instructions and supplies will be on my Facebook group page, which is Cottage Lane Stamper and Friends with an ampersand for the and. So, and then we're going to put this right about here. Going to center it 1/4 of an inch all the way around. And next for this, to bring in my silicone pad, which is lots of, I need to get it cleaned off, lots of glue on it. And I don't have the small letters or numbers that are die cut. Evidently there were some maybe a few years ago, but I didn't get in on that. So I use my scan and cut for that. And we are going to use the other end of our glue pen. If you can see that, there's just a tiny little hole there, just squeeze out a little bit. And just kind of tap, 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 tap. And to line this up, I'm going to use a little Post-it note, tiny little one. Scoot this out of the way. And we're going to put this, square it up on the side. We'll just put that right there, and we'll start putting our letters down right there. So get them nice and straight across, or numbers. I keep saying letters, sorry about that. I got a little bit too much glue there, but that'll be good. Put our 0 there. Can't believe it's 2020 already, holy cow. Actually, I'm just going to dab this right in here. That also works. Another alternative that you can use, but you're still going to need the silicone mat, craft mat, is put some glue on your mat. If you don't have the multi-purpose glue bottle like this, and use a sponge, like 1/4 of your sponge, and dab it on. If you're doing your sponging, mix stick for instead of sponging ink, you're sponging glue. So, and there, they're nice and straight. I'll get rid of this. And now we're going to make our little flower here. And we're using the Pressed Petals washi tape. I love this stuff. Just absolutely love it. I think it's gorgeous. We're going to take a piece of scrap paper and punch a 1-inch circle. And then we're going to peel off 5 of these. Now, I don't know if you are aware of this. When you're decorating, you always decorate in odd numbers. It just is more pleasing to the eyes. So we use 5 or 3 or 7 for this flower. 5 works great. So I'm kind of just centering them right there. Just kind of bringing the centers of them together. And we're going to make 2 of these. And just to speed things up here, I'm not going to do both of them at the same time on camera. Just because you can see how this goes. Just kind of cover them up or overlap them. Then you're going to turn this over, because these are sticky all the way. You can hear that on the back. And to make them less sticky, so they pop off of the card a little bit and give it some dimension, we're going to use our embossing buddy and just dab it around. And then we're going to use a little bit of our glue. And put that right about here. And we can kind of lift these up a little bit. And then we have the Perennial Essence Floral Centers. We're going to use one of those for the center of our flower. They have adhesive backing, so we'll just put that right in the middle. And then for the bottom of our card, we're going to use the sentiment. I like this one. It's from, oh, I can't remember what the name of that is. Part of my story. I think it's retired. It was in the Occasions catalog from last year. But I kind of like the sentiment. Something to see every day. Here's to those who inspire us and don't even know it. So, and I'm using one, if I didn't say before, this color is Mary Merlot. Stamp that. Piece of pear pizzazz. It can be a scrap piece because we're going to punch this out. And I'm using the Timeless Label Punch. Slide it in here. This works perfect for this sentiment. And then you're going to want to use dimensions on this. So this is going to go on the bottom of the card here. And I'm going to offset it a little bit because of the flower. So I'm leaving space for the flower over here. And we're going to use dimensionals. And it looks like I need to get some more dimensionals out here because we are down to the edges. And if you're new to scrapbooking or paper crafting, we don't waste any of this. We use every little bit of our dimensions. Because it works, nobody's going to see this part. And it works just as good as the rest of the dimensionals. So. And something new that came out this year are black dimensionals for if you have a darker piece of cardstock. And you don't want the white to show. So I'm going to put this right around here, I think. And then I'm going to take this part here and glue only this part. And for me, the easiest way to do this is I stood this up like this, kind of line these up together, and that way they're nice and square. And then I'll put the other flower on there, and there we are. Here's the finished product, and with the two flowers, and I will put a link in my blog post, which is cottagelanestamper.blogspot.com, a link to Tailored Expressions, where you can purchase the calendars, the mini calendars, and on my Facebook page, I'm not able to load PDFs up to my blog, so otherwise I would have it there also. But just go to my Facebook page, Cottage Lane Stamper & and Friends, and I'll type that in down here. And there will be a PDF for this calendar. It'll be called November 2019 Easel Calendar Class Card number 3, something like that. Anyway, thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed this project, and hope you subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up. So take care, and may God bless you.